this time the court's going to grant the appeal and reverse the convictions based on its First Amendment protected conduct. And Mr. Orm, you can prepare the order.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Judge.
He needs to be released from custody, so
He'll be released immediately?
we'll
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready, sir?
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Southern Draw Law. My name is James White, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, former police officer. Well, if you haven't heard by now, Chille DeCastro has won his appeal in Nevada District Court and should be released from jail soon if he hasn't been already. If you were not aware or you don't remember, Chille was convicted of obstructing a public officer and resisting a few months back after this encounter with Las Vegas Metro Police Officer Brandon, the clinical psychologist, Bork.
Oh, I see. Oh, gotcha.
You can film, but you need to stay away from my driver. Back up. Back up, or I'm going to detain you.
You're going to detain me how? In which way?
Obstructing. Get away from my car.
Actually, I'm standing right here. I'm at least 10 feet away, officer. I got to tell you, I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can do whatever you want, but just understand something. Your name will go on the lawsuit. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. I'm a member of the press. Go get in your car and do your job, little doggy. Go feed her.
You're being detained right now.
Okay, then detain me. Oh, she's free. You're going to detain a journalist? 2015, Rodriguez.
Over my car.
Don't put your hands on me.
Come over.
Don't touch me. Don't put your fucking hands on me.
I'm going to put my hands on
No, you're not. I gotta make sure. Hey guys, make sure you guys get my people on the phone. Oh, this is so you ended the stop, you dunce cap. Did you just end the stop? So that's
Yes.
a 2015.
Come over here to my car.
No,
Come over here.
no.
Need an additional unit.
Bring your supervisor, please. Bring your supervisor, please. Don't touch
Over
me.
to the car.
You don't get to put your hands on me. Don't grab me. Don't grab me. This, you're not. First get your supervisor out here. You're not just gonna grab me and throw me on the ground. You've already released You've already released her. This is 2015, Rodriguez versus United States. I'll walk right in front of your car. Let's go. Sure, come on.
You need to set the phone
There you
down
go.
on the hood.
No. I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can't take away my
Set the
phone.
phone down on
I'm
the
in
hood.
I'm now in
You're
front.
being detained.
Please,
Now you're going to put hands on me.
No.
Come over here.
Why are you grabbing me?
Come over here.
Sure.
Over here.
Let the phone roll.
I don't care about the phone.
Why are you grabbing
Turn
me?
around.
I'm a
Turn
member
around.
of the press.
Turn around.
I'm not doing anything.
You're being detained.
I'm not
now.
doing
Turn
anything.
around.
So at the end of what I previously suggested was a sham trial, Judge Ann Zimmerman sentenced Chille to 2 consecutive 90-day terms, and he's been in jail for approximately 4.5 months awaiting his appeal hearing. While I am happy that Chille won his appeal and was released, I didn't really have any intentions of covering the update. However, a couple of things have happened that I didn't expect. Number one, Michael Eline, a Texas and California attorney and personal friend of Chille, in the process of rubbing Chille's victory in the face of the trolls, mentioned that it was basically himself and me who were the only YouTube bloggers who supported Chille during this process. Number two, later into the evening yesterday, my name was brought up by Brian Young from the Here's the Deal channel, again in the context of me being the only YouTube lawyer besides Eline to support Chille. And number three, a consistent member of the Delete Laws team, Let's OTVO, which stands for Let's Overturn Terry versus Ohio, commented that there were certain people who admitted that it was wrong that Chille was incarcerated. And then there was another group of people that were actually Chille's supporters. And he wasn't really familiar with me and was not aware of the category to which I belong. I never want to be the type of person who accepts credit for something I didn't actually do. And because Chille has close to 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, I thought the prudent thing to do would be to make my position clear so that if in mentioning my channel in the process of his subscribers watching his updates, or Here's the Deal's channel subscribers watching his update, and some of those people found their way onto my channel, they don't experience what feels like a bait and switch. My position on Chille is this. I don't know him. I don't have any personal animus towards him. I don't particularly prefer the way he audits. I worked very hard to earn a couple of master's degrees and a law degree. I actually have a degree that says Doctor of Jurisprudence. I don't go around referring to myself as a doctor. And I don't do that because I personally know that the world of academia does not accept the designation doctor for people with a Juris Doctorate degree. People who busted their butts to research, write, and defend a dissertation do not see my bar exam as an acceptable substitute for their research, and as such, they don't see us the same way, and I tend to agree with that. So I kind of see it as me being insulting to a person who's done the work of a PhD if I refer to myself as a doctor. So on a personal level, that title that Chille has claimed for himself as a constitutional law scholar, which he has now since the trial, had to add the qualifier autodidactic, which means self-taught, it kind of rubs me the wrong way because it confers an authority on him that he doesn't actually have. And it doesn't really bother me that he gets attention for it or he earns public favor or any of that. What bothers me is that regular people rely on it and it's not actually real. So I actually did 2 videos about Chille. One of them was pretty critical of him and talked about what I consider to be his misunderstanding of Houston versus Hill and other cases that seem to give him a false confidence in the way that he chooses to audit, and that has landed him in a bad spot legally. And the second video was pretty supportive of him and was about what I thought was a wrongful conviction for a First Amendment retaliation arrest based on a biased judge, inconsistent and false testimony from the arresting officer, and ineffective trial counsel. The video I made that could be considered in support of Chille was done because I believe that his speech, especially the speech that other people find obnoxious, namely the police, is protected speech, and that he had the system used against him in an improper and biased way, and I stand in support of any person who finds themselves in that situation. I don't have to like a person or like the way that the person conducts themselves in order to root for them. I oftentimes find myself at the end of the winter watching a Super Bowl where I don't care about either team, and I generally root for the underdog. I root for the person that isn't supposed to win, and that's no different whether it comes to criminal defendants or auditors or anything else. And this is what I need my audience to understand, if not just in general, but specifically about me. I'm a fan of the truth. I will always stand in support in every case of objective truth. My opinion of the legal merits of a case do not and will not change based on who the parties are or how I personally feel about them. That is not easy, and it often requires a manual adjustment because I'm a human being and I have my own biases, along with my own political ideations and worldview, just like everyone else. My opinions only change about a case based on new pieces of objective truth and information. Objective truth is the only thing we can anchor ourselves to that is unchanging and always reliable. I don't think it's great to take the Trump approach, for instance, to supporting judges, i.e., this judge agrees with me, so they are the greatest thing that's ever happened, and they should be on the Supreme Court. And that judge does not agree with me, and so they are a so-called judge. And I've actually seen people say both things about the same judge, depending on whether the judge said what they liked or not in the moment. That's not how any of this is supposed to work. Objective truth is the only thing that doesn't have a side. And for that reason, I am elated that I saw a reasonable judge in Michelle Leavitt, who at least in this case seemed committed to a constitutionally sound approach. Now, I say just in this case because I don't know anything about her other cases, so I don't know how she normally rules. I'm happy that Chille will get to sleep in his bed tonight, and I sincerely hope that he takes what he learned from this experience, uses it to reevaluate his approach to this stuff, and finds a way to move forward and serve people honestly and with integrity. There is room to do what he does in a way that doesn't land him in jail. And he's a very, very smart and articulate guy who could do an enormous service to this community by just being straight up about everything he's learned, and I sincerely hope that he finds that balance. His appellate lawyer, Christopher Oram, did an incredible job in this case. Christopher Oram showed that a good lawyer can neutralize the paperwork by being smart, reading the room, and knowing how to fall on your sword when necessary. It was a brilliant example of what it's like to leverage the relationships that you've built over the course of your career in a particular area and a particular courtroom. He was brilliant in this case, and it was obvious to me that he was winning within like the first 2 minutes of the oral argument. I know a lot of people thought the deputy DA did a horrible job, but I actually don't think his performance was indicative of him not being a good lawyer. He acted like a lawyer who, quite frankly, just didn't have a freaking case, but he still had a client to represent. Sometimes the facts are on your side and sometimes they're not. Among my legal circle, the saying goes something like this: if the facts are on your side, you hammer away on the facts. If the law's on your side, you hammer away on the law. If neither's on your side, you pound the table and make a lot of noise and hope that you can be persuasive and charming enough to get people to want to vote your direction. The one thing I didn't appreciate that Chin did was jump on his woke bullshit about female officers. Look, get mad or don't, I don't care. A 150-pound female officer is at a substantial disadvantage against a guy Chille's size who is well-versed in MMA and martial arts and wrestling, and where that female officer is the only officer on the scene. Look, we can pretend that men and women are the same biologically, but they're not. And that is a position based in objective truth. If under the idea of a social construct, you want to make the argument that people who are gender fluid or transgender or whatever, they should be treated under the social construct the same, fine. I'm all for it. I got nothing against that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the biological difference in strength between a man and a woman, and if you want to argue that those things are the same, then you're full of shit, and that's a non-starter for me. So I digress. Congrats to Chille on the win. 4.5 months in jail, should he prevail on the civil side, means mega damages, and I hope that he collects with a smile on his face. In closing, one of the things that I genuinely love about making content is that it forces me, because I do care about what I attach my name to constantly reevaluate my position on issues based on new information. In contrast to that idea, one of the pitfalls to just being a consumer of content is that it allows you to sit and marinate in a worldview that may be inconsistent with reality or what's best for your life. And if you're not a person who's conscientious enough to force periods of self-reflection, you can get lost in that and cause yourself some serious problems. Now, I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear or make them feel fuzzy inside. If that happens because we connect about things we both believe in, then that's awesome. But ultimately, my intentions and my mission is to help people understand things about the law that they don't fully understand, and to learn new things from my audience, and to grow as a human being while calling balls and strikes and always being authentic and true to what I believe. None of those things are served by me selling out my position based on who I like and who likes me. I believe, just personally as a human being, that you have to be willing to accept the possibility, regardless of who you are, that you are on the wrong side of any issue, and that new information is always a good reason to reevaluate. Period. If you change your position on a case based on how it fits your inflexible worldview, then you're half-stepping and you need to get your shit recalibrated. Because the people who disagree with you do the exact same thing. And everything you think is wrong is what someone else genuinely thinks is right. And the truth is the only equalizer. And if the standard is that whoever is in power is right and whoever is not in power is wrong, then it will not be long, my friends, before all of us are on the losing end of that equation. But I want to thank you guys for your support. I'll see you on the next one. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment on the video. We're this close to 10,000 subscribers in just under 5 months, and I'm going to be announcing some form of channel membership in the coming weeks, as well as some merchandise opportunities. But I really appreciate everything you guys have done to help my channel grow. I will always see this core audience of these 10,000 people as the people who really helped me grow and who really helped me promote what I was trying to promote here. And I really could not begin to tell you how appreciative I am of it. Until I see you again, though, take care, always film your interactions with the police, and keep your evidence to yourself.